Welcome back to Algebra 2, Chapter 6, Section 5 in this book. And we're going to do some fancy math. Woohoo! Fancy math! It's called the remainder and factor theorem, but it has to do with division. And in particular, long division, your favorite kind. Wahaha. Alright, so first we're going to remind you how to do long division. So, the steps are, Dracula's mother sucks blood daily. Got it? Dracula's mother sucks blood daily. Now I did hear a cute video where the kids went, divide, multiply, subtract. And when they got to the B part, the bring it on, they'd say, bring it on down and bring it on back. So that was fun. But I don't think it helps you remember them as well as Dracula's mother sucks blood daily. So Dracula is divide, mother multiply, sucks subtract, blood bring down, D divide again. So here is your reminder of 4th grade. 32 into 1,642. You say, does 32 go into 1? No. Does 32 go into 16? No. Does 32 go into 164? Yes. So we are going to write our number on top of the 4 because that's what it goes into. So how many times? Well, 3 goes into 100 about 3, 60 about 2, so we're going to guess 5. Sometimes we're wrong. And then, so that was our dividing. Now we, Dracula, now we're to mother, multiply. So we say 5 times 2 is 10. Write down the 0, carry the 1. 5 times 3 is 15, add 1, it's 16. So we multiplied. Now, sucks, we subtract. So we do, I usually get rid of that 1 so it doesn't confuse me. Draw my subtract symbol and draw the line. Your book leaves the subtract symbol off. I think that's confusing. Alright, now we subtract. 4 minus 0 is 4, 16 minus 16, nothing. Okay? Now blood, bring it on down and bring it on back. We bring down that 2 and add it to the 40. And now we divide again. How many times does 32 go into 42? It's 1 time. We write our 1 up there. Now we multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. Now we subtract again. So 42 minus 32 is 10. And 10 is less than 32, so we know we are finished. So the answer is 52. And then you take what's at the bottom here and you put it on what the little number that you're using to divide with there. So it's 10 over 32, and you can reduce it to 51 over 5/16. And if you don't know how to reduce, or you want to do it quickly, you can put it in your calculator, 10 divided by 32, then hit the math button, which is ironic, and then hit enter where it says something like answer, and then an arrow, and it says frac, and so it's turning your answer into a fraction, 5/16. All right. So now, remember I told you that when we did synthetic substitution, it was so you could learn how to do synthetic division? We're going to do that in a second. But right now, I want to show you how to do long division of polynomials. If this doesn't make you feel smart, I just don't know what will. Okay, so how you do it is this is x squared, and that's x squared. So we're going to write our answer on top starting here. Now what we do is we look at x squared and we say, what do we need to multiply by x squared to get 2x to the 4th power? Well, we need to multiply it by 2x squared. So that was my dividing. Dracula. Okay, so let me say again what I did. I said, what do I multiply by x squared to get 2x to the 4th? Well, I multiply it times 2, got to have the 2, and x squared, because x squared times x squared is x to the 4th. Okay, so now what do? We multiply Dracula's mother. So 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th. 2x squared times negative 2x is negative 4x to the 3rd. And 2x squared times 2 is 4x squared. Now notice how this is 0. It's because there wasn't one here, but you have to have every one where it counts down. 4, 3, 2, 1, bare number. So if one is missing, you got to add a 0 term for it. All right, so we multiplied, check. Now we need to subtract. 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th is 0, but we don't write it down. We want it to go away. 3x cubed minus 4x cubed. Two negatives make a positive, so it's 7x cubed. And then 0x squared minus 4x squared is negative 4x squared. So now we bring down, so I'm going to bring down this. I'm going to bring down my 5x. Bring down, and now we divide again. So this time I'm going to say, what do I multiply x squared by to get 7x cubed? I need to multiply it times 7, a positive 7x. Because that would be x squared, and another x is 3 of them. I need a 7 on there. So now I divide it again, ready to multiply. X squared times, 7x times x squared is 7x cubed. 7x times negative 2x is negative 14x squared. And 7x times 2 is 14x. Now what do? I multiplied, so now I subtract. 7x cubed minus 7x cubed is nothing. 4x squared minus negative, two negatives make a positive, so it's 10x squared. And 5x minus 14x, that's negative now, so that's negative 9x. Now what do? I bring down my minus 1. And now, after bringing down, I divide again. What do I multiply times x squared to get 10x squared? I multiply by 10. So now I multiply 10 times x squared, 10x squared, 10 times negative 2x, negative 20x, 10 times 2, 20. Now what do? Subtract. Those go away. This two negatives make a positive, so it's 11x, and 1, and then another negative, it's all negative, 21. So my answer is this, and this is my remainder. So how I write it is just like this. This is the answer, and then I do plus, so here I could have put plus. I do plus, and I put the remainder on top of this, just like how I put the remainder here on top of that, okay? So that's the answer. Now, there's a way to do this, not doing it that way, using synthetic division. So we're going to divide this by that. First, remember we draw our L, and if we're dividing by this whole little polynomial, we change the sign and put a 2 right here. Okay? Then we write down the coefficients, a 1, a 2, a negative 6, and a 9. Then I draw a plus here and a times there. I bring down the 1 and I'm ready to go. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8, 6 plus, negative 6 plus 8 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5. So this one, the very last one, is the remainder. The one next to the last is the bare number. The one before that is an x, and the one before that is the x squared. So it's 1x squared, or just x squared, plus 4x, plus the bare number 2, plus the remainder, which is negative 5, over that x minus 2. Don't you think that's easier than that? And more fun because it looks so fancy? I do. Now sometimes instead of giving us it like this, where it's the opposite side, they might give it to us like this, where it's f of x, or sometimes they might say x equals negative 3 or something like that, and then you do the same sign and you write it over here. So now 2, 11, 18, 9. Bring down the 2. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. 11 plus negative 6 is 5. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. 18 plus negative 15 is 3. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. And negative 9 minus 9 is 0. Now, notice how it's called the remainder and factor theorem? This is what it is. If there is a 0 here, there is no remainder. And that means that this, that we're going to get here, is a factor. It went in evenly. It was a factor. So let's translate it. This is still the remainder. That's the bare number. This has x, and that one is x squared. So it's 2x squared plus 5x plus 3 is a factor. The other factor is the opposite sign of this, x plus 3. So the factors are x plus 3 times that, and then that can actually be factored some more. The solutions we can get from the factors. Remember, the solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. So my solutions here, where did I write those? Oh, and the solutions are, I'll write them up here. The opposite sign of this is 3. This one, remember, 3 is the numerator, 2 is the denominator, and the opposite sign is negative. And this one would be negative 1. So there's 3 answers. Notice how this is to the third power. This thing is crossing that x-axis in 3 places. I think this is fun because this is certainly fancy math, and fancy math is fun math, and all math is great. See you next time.